Fast drafting my work in progress day 16 is not going well. If you saw yesterday's video, you know that I was out and about with my grandkids, so I'm having a little bit of exhaustion from that, which I totally expected. But to make matters worse, I had a bit of a restless night with a lot of very active dreams, so I did not wake up refreshed. And then when JT and I, excuse me, were sitting down to record our weekly podcast, we had another little earthquake. So it was much smaller than the one we had earlier in the week. It was like maybe a 4.2, where the earlier one, I think they settled on a 5.7. It was just enough to shake the house a little bit. It didn't last very long. So really no big deal. But considering I was already feeling off from yesterday and the sleepless night, it didn't help matters. And I'm really having trouble focusing today. So focus is my big challenge with my fast drafting today. As you can see, I'm really having trouble getting my thoughts in order. And this is my third attempt at a video. I don't normally re-record. Most days, I would say 99% of the time, I am able to record the video and just upload it, and don't really have, I mean, there are obviously the occasional videos where you can tell I'm not at my sharpest, but today is worse than that. So my two previous attempts were really not going well, and I'm trying to really get my brain to calm down, which is why I'm recording the video instead of working on my manuscript, because I did open Battleborn Bride and I did start trying to write, but that was not going well. So I thought maybe stepping away, getting the video done, might give me the chance to get my thoughts in order. I'm not sure that's going to happen. So I'm doubtful that I'm going to get much work done on the actual manuscript today. What I may end up doing is opening my timeline and my outline, because I need to get those reorganized a little bit based on some of the changes that I've made to the manuscript. And they're very minimal changes. So I'm not, oh, good grief, I'm losing words. I'm not abandoning my fast drafting plan. I'm just trying to get back into the fast drafting rhythm, because I had it up until I took the break to do the edits on Restless Spirits Book 2. So now I need to find that mojo again. That's basically my issue today, is finding focus and my mojo. So I'm thinking that what's going to happen is I will open the timeline, open the outline, fiddle around with that for a little bit. If that helps me get my thoughts in order, then I will sit down with the manuscript and at least try to get a few hundred words if I can, to kind of get things flowing a little bit. But otherwise, I really don't think there's going to be a lot done today. And I am at 35, almost 36,000 words. I'm over halfway, I'm pretty sure over halfway through the manuscript, maybe a little further. I don't think I'm quite 3/4 yet. And then I'm still debating if I'm going to end the story on October 31st, 1864, or if I want to tag an epilogue onto the end, because I think I might want to add a little extra information. So I'm debating the epilogue idea. And I do have about 2 weeks since Restless Spirits Book 2 went back into edits the day before yesterday, and it will be coming back to me on May 1st. That will be the line edits, so I might have to do a lot of revisions to the manuscript. Maybe not, if I'm lucky. I'm hoping. But if I do need to do a lot of revisions, I may be back to putting Battleborn Bride on the back burner again until I get the Restless Spirits edits done to get that back. I'm hoping that I don't have to do it this time, because once the line edits are done and those changes are made, then I go into the proofing queue at the editors. And depending on how much time I have to wait for the proofing queue, it may be that I'll have a little bit of leeway. So if I don't get Battleborn Bride done by May 1st, I'm hoping I have a little leeway where I can just kind of power through it before I have to put it down and pick up edits on Restless Spirits Book 2 again. Oh, actually starting to feel like the cogs are coming back together because I felt like my gears were slipping a little bit earlier. Oh, it is funny how easily my routine can get thrown off. And it's just, that's been one of my challenges. And I think I've mentioned that's one of the reasons why I'm doing the fast drafting process with Battleborn Bride, is because I'm trying not to get so distracted. And distraction, speaking of which, I mentioned yesterday that I might go on a little field trip today and get some footage for my video. I did not do that for a few reasons. The main reason was that, excuse me, was that I realized that was a procrastination tactic. And if I was going to go out and start filming the video that I actually wanted to do, I wouldn't get anything else done today. So I'm going to hold off on those videos as much as I want to do them. I'm going to stick to my original plan and not do any of that fun field trip type video footage just yet until I get my manuscripts under control, because otherwise I'll be right back where I was before. And at this point, I really need to get back into my fast drafting rhythm. And that's my big challenge, is finding my focus, not allowing myself to be distracted, and finding that rhythm again. So I'm hopeful that by tomorrow morning, I'll be a little bit fresher. I will have had another night to sleep. And I'm hoping that the shakes stop, that maybe we don't have any earthquakes that we feel for a few more days, which would be nice. And then, maybe I'll be a little more clear-headed and able to focus on my manuscript. Life can be such a challenge sometimes. And, that's the least of the challenges. So many people have a lot more issues, a lot more external forces pushing them this way and that. I can't really complain about it. I'm just explaining what's going on and why day 16 of fast drafting my work in progress is not going well. So it may sound like excuses, but that's not really what it is. I'm really, really trying to get my head back into a creative flow. And that wasn't happening when I was staring at my manuscript, just frustrated because I couldn't put my two thoughts together to get them out on the page. So I will continue to struggle through this process. I'm hoping that it will get back up to speed here. I did have a few really good fast drafting days before I took my editing break. So I'm hopeful that that will happen again. And considering that I'm well past the halfway point on the book, I'm pretty sure I can probably get this draft done by May 1st. And I really need to do that because the draft needs to go to my editors by May 13th. I'm also pretty sure at this point that I will not get the manuscript to my beta readers before it goes to my editors. So I'm thinking that the draft that I send to my editors, I will send to my beta readers at the same time and see if I can get all that feedback at once. Then I can compile it and put it into the manuscript and get that all going at the same time. And then again, that will be a 2-week period, but it should be a little bit better because at that point, Restless Spirits 2 should be ready to go. I will just be working on getting my cover design, and I'll need to take a break to get the formatting done, but that I can do pretty quickly. It doesn't take more than an hour or two. We use Atticus to format our books, and it's been very helpful because some people will use things like InDesign, or people use Word, which I cannot figure out at all how to format a book in Word. It is frustrating as heck. So I'm very thankful to have Atticus, where things are pretty much, you choose your fonts, you choose what kind of layout you want. You can add photos or images if you want to, which I did do in Passion Restored. So if anyone has read that book, you will see that there are QR codes in it. I think the formatting got a little glitched, so I'm probably going to have to clean it up and republish the book at some point. That is basically just fixing the draft and then re-uploading it to whatever site it's going to, but I'm not in a hurry to do that. I think what's going to happen is once I get all of the Restless Spirit series done, I will do a re-release with new covers maybe. And I think I mentioned previously, I might try to do a box set, which I think would be kind of fun. An actual box set. I'll see if I can figure that out. And if I do end up doing just the 6 books, then it would be pretty easy to put them together in a box set. They're not going to be huge books. So we'll see how that goes. There will be too many books to compile them into one volume because each book is 50,000 plus words. So, by the end of 6 books, that's more than 300,000 words. And that takes up a lot of pages. And there are page limitations when you're doing a chunky book. So I think a box set will probably work better than trying to do a compilation of, just a single volume compilation of the book. So those are things that are kind of roiling around in the back of my mind as I'm trying to get my books written. And there's always something to think about, something to do. And it can be a challenge, especially when you're having problems focusing. So, I do appreciate being able to sit down and chat with you because otherwise I would be tearing my hair out right now trying to get myself to write when I knew I had to get up and walk away from the computer. Maybe now that I've kind of calmed down and got the thoughts flowing again, maybe I'll get a little bit of writing done this evening. I'll let you know tomorrow. But in the meantime, I do hope you've had a good weekend. It is Sunday evening, so we're about to start a new week. As I record this, it is April 19th, 2026. We're coming up on the late part of the month again already, and time just keeps flying by, which is both good and bad, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes I wish it was a little bit slower, but then usually time slows down when something I don't enjoy is happening. So I guess I should be happy that time is going so quickly because it means I'm having a good time. I hope you are having a good time as well, because there I went on a tangent again, and that you've had a good weekend and you're looking forward to a good week, maybe a productive week. I'll wish both of us as much productivity as we want for the coming days, because whatever you happen to be doing right now, I hope it's going well for you and that you're not maybe quite as frustrated as I'm feeling today. But I thank you again for joining me. I thank you for listening to me ramble through as I'm trying to get my thoughts together and get back to my writing. And then I'll talk to you again tomorrow. And hopefully I'll be a little bit more, I don't know, awake maybe. Back to not having the caffeine. It makes it rough. I think so much better when I have caffeine. But anyway, thank you again. I'm Cassidy Carson. This is The Life of a Writer. Take care.